Yeah?
Yeah.
Learned a lot about EarthBound?
Yep. Hello and welcome to Retro Game Connect. I'm Dan Mastriani.
And I'm Ian Butterfield.
And this week it's our second part of our EarthBound double feature, where we're playing the only game that actually released in the US, like on the system that it was made for. So we're playing EarthBound for SNES via Nintendo Switch Online.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we didn't get the original one till like what was it? It was the Wii U release was actually, I think, the first time that officially came on in English.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, though I guess the ROM for the translated version did leak, so they did have that.
Well, let's hop right in.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go. Woo! Yes, it did originally come in a box with a strategy guide. There, you can go ahead and start a new game. Yeah, you probably want that fast. Yes, we want stereo. You can do whatever you like. I left it on playing in my own game, but if you want to look at the
I see.
Yep, it's different colors for the menu. There you go. So in this one, we can save some time by using don't care to get the default names. You're not gonna do that, are you, Ian?
I think my names are pretty default.
Friend. Itoi actually came up with all the don't care names to make sure that people wouldn't be none of the people working with them would be coming up with goofy joke names. But you have ruined it, Ian. You've ruined his his attempts to. Also, you don't seem to have noticed that you can switch case.
Just oil.
Oil? Who are you, the Tin Man? Oil can. But this was not
Time for an It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference.
Gotcha.
Am I sure? Nope, but here we go.
It's your game. You can do whatever you like. Anyhow.
Long time ago.
So I mentioned in the last episode your Pokemon joke would be relevant soon, and is relevant now because this was made by a different development team than the first game. Members of that development team would go on to form Creatures Incorporated.
You mean like Satoru Iwata?
No, though he did. He didn't come in until later. And he never worked at Creatures Incorporated. But yeah, this had some trouble. So they spent like 5 years on this game.
Tim's house.
Is it the Powerpuff Girls villain? But yeah, so that whole time they were creating tons of content, but they ended up. I think you can go ahead and start walking here. You want to head out? Yeah. Go in this room and talk to your sister here. Just walk. You can just walk in. You just weren't centered. There's if you keep going left. There's a present, so you can use the check command to open that. So you actually have equip menu now. So if you want to equip the cracked bat, though I don't think you actually have to fight anything yet, but might as well do it now. Save you from having to do it later. Head downstairs and talk to your mom. He's quite concerned. There you go. So yeah, they're developing content the whole time, but I guess around 4 years into development, they kind of hit a roadblock where oh, the phone line's out.
So I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you can go ahead go next door. Interesting. Okay. So I believe you're going to want to follow that path. Yeah, now go down. You'll hit a roadblock if you go the other way. I mean, you can talk to these guys, but I guess you don't really have to.
You don't talk to cops without your lawyer present.
Yes. There you go.
Especially when a meteor just crashed nearby.
Yeah. Might as well grab that present while you're out here, and there are no enemies to fight. Super. You can use that to refill your health later if you need to. You want to talk to this guy. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, there you go. That's good for your heart, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta check it.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not what I clicked.
I like that his name is Liar Exaggerate. Yes, thank you. Of course. All right, so you've talked to Pokey, so you can you have accomplished what you need to. You can, in fact, actually go back to your house.
Oh, I can't fight the cops?
Nope.
Well, then what's the point?
So I got distracted. I was talking about how they ran into some trouble. Finishing the game. They were about like 4 years in, and they had a lot of content. The game didn't actually work. So this is the point at which was it? I think Yamauchi actually. Yeah. So Yamauchi actually said, "Hey, why don't you talk to Satoru Iwata?" And Iwata comes in, and he's looking at the code, and he's like, "Okay, so if we want to fix this, it's going to take 2 years. However, if we were to go in and reprogram the game from scratch, we can be finished in about 6 months." And Itoi was like, "Yeah, let's do the latter thing." And
hey, listen.
True to what Iwata said, they were finished reprogramming in about 6 months. And
it'd be really funny if I just said, "Nah, I'm not gonna help you find this guy."
You're right. After fortunately, you already got the correct that, so you don't have to do that now.
Oh, thanks. Now I get to walk back. Awesome.
Yeah, I kind of wish it would just start you back where you were, but it doesn't. Ah, free cookie. Nope, you don't have anything to leave with her right now. But yes, she does serves the same purpose as your sister in the first game. So go ahead and talk to the dog, though. Yes. And Pokey's useless, but I guess you have to talk to him too. Yeah. Thanks, Pokey. So head back to the meteor. No, you didn't get just walk into it. Oh. Now you're getting a call from your dad. In this game, you also have an absentee father. There you are. He's explaining some stuff. There we go. Oops.
Okay. No, I don't want to talk to him again.
No, you don't need to do that right now. You'll be fine. Just head back to the meteor. So hey, enemies are on the map now. That's an
That's
enemy.
a rather
Don't let him
dog.
Yeah, don't let him run up behind you. He'll get a sneak attack.
Oh, maybe we'll.
All right, you can just there's nothing to do right now, so you can just auto fight to save yourself some time. You got the dog helping you out, so you should be okay here. I would go ahead and fight these things.
You won.
You'll want the experience.
Oh, hey, I got a psi power.
Yeah, already. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So you can see the game is already easier.
Ah!
But enemies are on the map and you can attempt to avoid them. So at this point, I recommend actually taking them on. But you don't really need to do anything special, so just ow.
Ow.
Fortunately, they will. Oh, I love it. Pokey apologized profusely.
Cookie.
Yeah, those are easy to get if you want to eat a cookie to refill some health. Just to show that off. Go ahead and eat a cookie. It'll get you 6 health back. Delicious. But yeah, I guess Itoi credits Iwata for getting things ship shape. Not just like the programming work he did, and he did actually go in and do some difficult stuff himself. But he actually helped organize the team and get them to work more efficiently, which is a big part of why they were able to get things.
I got another cookie.
Yay! Why not?
Well,
You're
it did
outside,
8
nobody's
damage.
watching. You can eat all the cookies you want. I think Lie or Exaggerate will tell you something different if you talk to him again. There you go. All right. What is it? He tells you that at some point.
Number 4 from the kids next door.
Well, interesting thing to note about this game is that all the characters have different faces. So that's one of the things they were doing during the 5 years in development. They put together a lot of graphical assets. Assets is the word I was looking for.
Okay, but what would have happened if I said no?
It would probably just loop you around.
Oh.
That sounds like a problem. I guess in the Japanese name is Japanese game, his name is Geeg. They changed it to Gigas for the US version. In the
You are that boy, him. You are him. Him.
in the NES version, they did it a bit more literally and Romanized it as Geeg. Yeah, so you should be okay because he's pretty tough. So go ahead and head on back because you got Buzz backing you up. Oh, Pokey. All right, so you can just head on back to your house.
Yay, no fast travel.
Oh, it's fine. Like 50 feet.
Dude, I use the fast travel in Pokemon Legends Arceus where you can fast travel just to the other side of the small village.
That's terrible. You probably get more loading time than you would in
Nope.
Huh. But here's actually something worth pointing out. I mean, if you want to do this battle manually.
Might as well do one.
Yeah, like I mean, you got Buzz backing you up, so you should be good. Yeah, Pokey does nothing. His little brother actually helps you out.
That makes sense. Oh. I will say this has some solid music.
Yes, the music is great. It was Hip Tanaka. Hip Tanaka did the music. Hirokazu Tanaka to use his real name. I think lately he's actually calling himself. He's been doing like chiptune stuff, releasing albums of chiptunes. So he started calling himself Chip Tanaka. Yeah, you're really just going to be bashing him because you got Buzz protecting you from damage. So might as well.
And Buzz doing most of the damage.
Yes, he is. He is quite powerful. Yeah. Also, these backgrounds. I think there's something like 200 of them.
Whoa! Critical hit! I did 1 damage!
Whoever was the guy that's responsible for the backgrounds put in some work. But you notice that the meters kind of roll when you take damage. I don't know if you noticed that earlier. I guess it's kind of inspired by kind of like, when you go to the gas station, they have those analog gas counters.
Like 20 years ago.
You remember those? Yeah. Well, this was made 20
years
years ago, so they still had them.
More like 30 years ago.
Yeah. Originally, he actually wanted to do like pachinko balls because he thought it would be an interesting like visual thing to see the pachinko balls falling out as you take damage, and it kind of like a disheartening thing. But it ended up taking too much screen space. When your HP got high enough, you can imagine like how much space on the screen that was filling up.
So his mother looks horrifying.
Yes, she does.
But she looks like a horror movie version of Francine from American Dad.
That's fun.
Everyone's being super casual about the bee that's just flying around my head. Rude.
Yeah, there are some intimations that Pokey's family is not great.
Thanks.
So I don't notice you noticed the loud sounds earlier. This is fun, but yeah. So I want to see. You can see just like the first game, you have the ability to move diagonally. You have the interconnected map. That's something they really wanted to keep. But now the graphics are significantly better. You got those funky backgrounds in the battles. Apparently, at one point, Itoi was thinking about moving the plot into space, but he thought that would actually be more cliche
Con!
than what he's doing. I didn't even mention while we were playing the last game. It was
So can I fight Pokey's parents now since they killed Buzz Buzz?
no,
Arguably the best character in this entire game.
Oh, here we go. Here's a famous moment. The photographer. So he takes your picture at various points in the game. That Say Fuzzy Pickles thing actually came from Dan Osten, who started the translation, but only got about 10% in before getting moved on to something else. And the rest of it was done by Marcus Lindblom, with help from Masayuki Miura, who would basically help him out by, Lindblom had a rough translation to work off of, and Miura would help him be like, okay, here's the context from the original Japanese version. And kind of help throughout stuff. So, is your health full? Go ahead and check your status.
Yeah, when I leveled up, it topped off.
If you pull up the menu and check status, it'll show you what your max is. So no. So if you want to talk to your mom quick to refill that, and we can
eat some oil.
Yes, we got a little time if you want to head into town and try to do some stuff. Eat some oil.
Just chugging some olive oil.
Yeah. Nice. I don't think you need to deposit anything, so you can just we can get some more items and stuff if you want to show off more of the combat with enemies on the screen. You can actually attempt to avoid them, and it is possible to sneak up on them, though I haven't had much luck doing that. Read the sign. It's your first town if you want to. Yep. Head south. There's on your way you will pass the library, so you should head in there. Here it is, right up here. So head into the library. You can talk to her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learned a lot about EarthBound.
Yep. So there you go. Now you have the map. All the info is there except for the info that isn't there. Yeah, I guess this is not really like a straight translation. The development team didn't really want them to do that. So there's some, you can get some tips and stuff here, but I don't think there's anything you need if you want to find a little secret instead. Once you leave the library, yeah, go out from the wall and head up. To your right. Is it? No, you gotta go into more to your left. Okay. So go past the library. Yeah. So see that kid there? So there's actually a little secret passage there. Okay. Cool. And if you can get past there, you should be able to go up. Oh, there's a butterfly. If you can catch a butterfly, it'll refill your psychic points there. So talk to these kids. One of them will give you a Mr. Baseball cap. So you can equip that, and you'll increase your defense.
Ah. Why is this so finicky?
It could be because we're playing online. So there we go. We got a little secret. Oh. That dream does come true. Crazy. So, there you go. I don't know if you want to get any more fights before we quit, or... there's some enemies you can't beat quite yet. So there's, yeah, you don't have any offense yet, unfortunately. So yeah, there's another type of enemy you can fight that you haven't fought yet, but it's I don't know if you can take them at your experience level, but if you want to head into town, there's some different enemies. It's up to you. You can talk to the mole. I'll give you some hints. Yeah, he's explaining the surprise attack system. TV screen. What is he talking about?
See if we can get one of those, and then.
I don't know. I haven't had much luck getting sneak attacks. We're not going to be able to see it. A fun thing about this is that once you're high enough level above the enemy, you'll automatically defeat them.
Oh, nice.
It's a nice way to just clean up a small amount of HP, or sorry, a small amount of experience points.
Cookie.
Yes, crows drop cookies fairly frequently, which is useful at this point, but kind of terrible. Yes, an enemy.
I want to talk to the snake.
Well, it's been driven mad by Gigas's power, so it won't talk to you. You have to defeat it. So it's nice that you can get that free hat, because otherwise you would be taking more damage right now. So there is I mean, I don't know if you want to... I didn't buy any items. I don't know if you want to head to the shop before shutting it off. That's one thing we could definitely do. We should have enough. Uh-oh. That's one thing we should do. Why don't you head back to your house quick? Talk to your dad so he will deposit your money. We can see how much money you've made so far. You might have enough to buy a better weapon. Uh-oh.
Well, that spawned out of nowhere.
No, he was right there, Ian. I guess you just missed him. At least you're pretty powerful.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't think you can run in this one.
I haven't found a button that lets me.
Oop. It's not going to be analog stick, but hey, you can actually check in the trash. There you go. Trash hammer. Yep. Yeah, we are right on it, but unfortunately, since you haven't talked to your dad, he hasn't deposited any of the money you got from fighting enemies. Well, actually, what we could do, there's it's against my inclination because I hate wasting money, but I believe there is a payphone in the drugstore that we can do that.
Already like halfway back to the house, dude.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, I just remembered it. I never do it myself because, again, even if it's a small amount of money, I try to hoard my cash. You know. Okay, that's not enough. But actually, we got 20. How much did you say he is? 83.
86, I think.
Okay, so with the 20 you already have, that might be enough. When we go to the drugstore quick and see if you can buy the better bat. And we'll see, and we'll cut it there regardless. So since I didn't do it at all in the first game, we should demonstrate the way that you get money in this by taking out of the ATM.
Oh, I should have healed. Oh well.
It's fine. These guys are doing 1 HP. There's a more dangerous enemy in town, but it's
And I just leveled up.
Yep. The old baby means you got an especially good level up. You got the hypnotize ability. You get hypnotized. Alright, so these guys do not join together, you always fight them one-on-one. There are actually some enemies that will team up. If there's another one nearby, it'll run out and join your fight. Yes, you're temporarily invincible. Oh, okay.
It was gonna run up behind me.
I guess.
Do-do-do.
But anywho, burger shop or no, you go drugstore. That's what you want. That's the one you want.
Let's go to Walgreens.
Yes. All right. So T-ball bat. Oh yeah, you got more than enough for a T-ball bat. So head to the ATM and take out some cash.
Oh, I got even more money.
Yeah. All right, so you got 110, so that's enough for the bet. Oops. Yeah, no, they actually sell different stuff. So you had a flash.
Oh.
That means you can equip it. There are equip it immediately. There you go. You can sell off the old bat. Yes. You don't have enough, but the next thing you'd want is the cheap bracelet. You already have the it's not blinking because none of those weapons are better. And there you go. If you want to demonstrate, you can actually use the payphone to save your game instead of walking all the way back.
Where was there a payphone?
Right in the drugstore. See the green phone right there?
Oh.
There you go. There, you can save your game. And
Yay!
Whatever, that's fine. And there we go.
We did the game.
Yay. There we are. So as you can see, that moves a lot faster.
Which is not by much, but still.
I mean, it's an RPG, so it's only going to be so fast. But like but it has forward-thinking things. Like a lot of games at the time still didn't have enemy encounters on the map. That was something EarthBound does. That even for years afterwards, there's still a ton of enemies that are like just random encounters while you're walking around.
I mean, Pokemon was doing that right up until Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Exactly. So, that was a forward-thinking thing they did. I like the way that it kind of sets it in modern day.
1990X.
Yes. It's at sometime in the 90s. I mean, it's got a quirky story. I mentioned while we were playing, all the characters are different looking. There are no identical NPCs.
Yep.
It's got the trippy battle backgrounds, of which there are like apparently over 200.
This is a nice attention to detail.
Yeah, so like all the time they spent like creating content while they were screwing up programming the game actually ended up paying off.
Well, sometimes you're better at one thing and not another.
Yeah. And then, they went on to make Pokemon games, which, as memory serves, Satoru Iwata also had to fix.
Yeah. But now someone's the biggest media franchise in the whole world, so.
Yeah. They figured it out.
That they did.
But they're like a ton of fun stories. I saw like Itoi was talking about sometimes they would have to pull an all-nighter at the Nintendo office, and apparently, Yamauchi was often not in his office, and his office was kind of palatial, and it had like its own bathroom and nice couch, and sometimes they would, if they were there late, they'd sleep on the couch in the president's office. So Iwata would joke that when they were pulling an all-nighter and they had to stay there, that they were, well, I guess we're going to have to stay at Hotel President tonight. But actually,
that's
like
funny.
Itoi and Iwata actually ended up becoming good friends. So like right up until Iwata passed away, they were very close. Itoi actually wrote a book about Iwata. About all the things he learned about, during his friendship with Iwata, all of Iwata's like business philosophies and such. So he compiled that into a book, which I think
pretty
is
neat. Actually,
I think the U.S. release is called Ask Iwata. So you can get that wherever you like to purchase.
Not
books.
Iwata Direct.
Yeah, no. Please understand.
Ugh.
But it's just like even today, it's just so different from other RPGs on the market. It's got this quirky look at Americana from a distance.
Yeah.
So like something I saw when looking up the first game I forgot to mention in our last episode is I guess he was on a business trip in Chicago, and just like the buildings and such he in the streets he saw while he was in that area kind of inspired the look of the game. So it's got this kind of funhouse mirror. It's not quite a funhouse mirror look at America, but
it's an interesting take on American culture before you could just look up culture stuff on the internet.
Yes.
Because whilst it was in its infancy in those years, I believe, you would not have been able to just Google Maps and look.
Google didn't exist on Google Maps.
There was no Realtor.com where you could be like, how do American homes look? And just, I don't know why that's the voice they have, but
yeah, I want to say like the web is like 95 or 96. So you could not, your internet is like Usenet or IRC, like pretty much all text-based stuff.
Yep.
where you can talk to people, but you're not seeing any pictures. Definitely not seeing any videos.
Oh.
It was amazing to have a post-to-stamp size video when I was and like with horrible sound from real media videos. I don't know if you ever you remember real media at all. That's what I was watching it in college in 1998.
Oh.
Watching like bootlegged episodes of DBZ because the syndicated version had been canceled, and I thought I was never going to be able to see the rest of the show any other way.
And here we are.
Yeah. But yeah, it took years for Nintendo to re-release this game, and like it's so frustrating because like I actually played it when it came out. I rented it, but back then, I mean, I was at the mercy of my parents to buy me games.
Yep.
Because I was a junior high school student without a job, and I only got so many games a year, and I just never got this game. And for apparently there was a point in which you could get it really cheap because it didn't sell well. The ad campaign was not good. And they didn't do a good job selling it.
Video game marketing is very much hit or miss.
Yeah. And I didn't know about that. I certainly would have bought one of those copies, but then it became rare. And a lot of it kind of gained a cult following, and it got to a point where like, well, okay, now the price for this game is high because people want it, and there's not a lot of copies in circulation because it tanked at retail.
Yep.
So for years,
but hey, now it's on Nintendo Switch Online.
Now it is. Yeah, for years though, it was really hard to buy. It wasn't until like Wii U that they actually had a virtual console release, and not till earlier this year that they put it on Switch Online.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be including it in part of the video, but when I went to open the app, it was like the newest title in the app.
As of this recording, it is the newest Super Nintendo title. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they I'm probably gonna start just from like the start of the game.
Yeah.
But if you look in the Nintendo app, you see the box is really large. And that's because it came in an oversized box and included a strategy guide. I think there were like scratch and sniff stickers in there. It was a wild package. It was crazy. I wish I'd been able to get a copy of the original.
Remember when video game packaging like was a big deal? I miss that.
Yeah. And apparently they'd actually intended to do something like that for the first game. So I guess that's part of why it didn't come out, was because they would have had to print these oversized manuals. And they were like, this is not going to make money. Not now that the Super Nintendo's out. And that's why they never actually sold it, even though like the manual and the game were just complete. But now you can play them both.
Run Nintendo Online right on your Switch.
As I mentioned, you don't have to play the first one, and it definitely is going to take a bit more tolerance for like older RPG mechanics. But there are like elements of the first one that are, revisited in the second one. So you can if you want to. Like, you don't need to, but you may get a richer experience if you play them both. But if you're playing and you're like, yeah, too many random encounters, it's okay. Skip to EarthBound. Otherwise, though, I love this game. I do absolutely recommend it. If you have Switch Online, you already have it. Please play it.
Because it's right there.
It's right there. You're not paying any more money for it.
It's free real estate.
Yeah, it's free. Free real estate. But sadly, we never got the third game. So they did. It was originally going to be for the N64 DD.
The
using
N64
3D graphics.
disk drive.
Yes, but the development ended up being a mess. They had to throw it all out. They did eventually come back. I guess they got Brownie Brown, which is a developer that's worked on some other Game Boy Advance RPGs. Did development of the Game Boy Advance version of Mother 3, which has never been officially released in English. People keep bugging Reggie about it, even after he left Nintendo.
And got brutally ignored by GameStop.
Yeah.
I was reading a thing about that.
Oh boy. You're like, oh, why would we want to listen to the guy that's turned around 3 or 4 businesses? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But anyway.
Yeah, so that never happened. But there is a very good quality fan translation. So if you want to spend, unfortunately, I guess it's not too cheap. But maybe when I got some more money, I should see if I can, just for the sake of having it, see if I can find a copy that isn't stupid expensive.
Perhaps.
But it's got a really nice fan translation. So, if you know how to do that, you can run fan translation. It'll work on like a flash card, or you can play it in an emulator. So you may have to do some things to play it on an emulator, which we can't endorse because they are not technically legal.
Well, as I say
Yeah.
about that, if they don't want people emulating their games, they should make them available for purchase.
Yeah.
I can't really say I have any sympathy for Nintendo and like games that have older titles in this thing where it's like, game preservation is kind of a struggle to begin with. So if you're not going to do it yourself, don't be mad when other people take it upon themselves to do it.
Sell your games. I mean, I can kind of see that, like, they didn't do it during the Game Boy Advance's life, and they would have to pay for the translation because legal things are complicated. So it's not a case where they can just be like, oh, we'll use the fan translation. Like, yeah. I'm sure the guys that worked on the fan translation wouldn't mind, but it's not as simple as like, we'll pay the guys that worked on the fan translation. Things come up, it gets weird.
I mean, Sonic Mania, though.
Yeah, but they paid the guy to make a game. They didn't like take an exist. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it can get weird. So it's not always the case of they can just use the fan translation. And honestly, I think Nintendo just doesn't like doing that. So
I'm just saying Nintendo shouldn't get mad. I'm just saying they shouldn't get mad when they're not doing a thing, so other people are taking it into their own hands. They could literally be making money, but they're not.
I'm not arguing with that. But they would have to pay for a translation. I'm sure they'd want to do it themselves. I think also part of the problem is some of the stuff that happens in there is maybe not consistent with Nintendo's family-friendly image. So they may be worried. There's some heavy themes, is my understanding. I haven't played the game. I don't want to do spoilers without having played the game. So it may be some stuff that Nintendo isn't comfortable with in the U.S. market. So that may also be why it never happened. But, I don't know. And again, I don't want to traffic it in spoilers for that. So, because apparently it's got a pretty moving story, is what I've heard. A lot of people have cried at the end of this game.
It's easy to just say somehow it's EA's fault and move on.
I think Activision is worse at this point. We should blame Activision.
I mean, that is true, but I'm curious to see how Microsoft attempting to purchase them goes through.
We'll see. I hope they actually do something to clean things up, because there are things that were published by Activision that I want that I don't want to give them money for.
Yeah, let's just dump Bobby Kotick in a hole.
I feel like his name should have been Richard instead of Robert. But
anyway,
it's too bad we can't play Mother 3, but you can play the first 2. And you should totally at least play EarthBound. It's pretty great. That's the thesis. That's what we're going to get back
to. Neat.
I like it. I'm really happy to be able to play it again. I haven't gotten too far in it because I was reading some books, but I got back to it recently, and I'm gonna try to finally finish EarthBound, because of course I couldn't play all the way through the game on a rental. So I've never played all the way through the game, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, depending on how life goes between here and the release of this, I'll probably either be playing the new Kirby game or the new Lego Star Wars game. So
that could be good. Speaking of things I still have to play, I downloaded the demo. I've got a terrible habit of downloading demos and just having them sit on my hard drive or whatever storage thing. Like I can't play games I own on my PlayStation 4 because I have so many demos. Anyhow, if you enjoyed us finding a meteor, which I'm sure will probably be important later, make sure you give this episode a like. If you want to catch future episodes in which we play games that might be more or less quirky than EarthBound, make sure you subscribe to our
probably
channel.
can still involve meteors.
It's a good chance. It's a good chance. I mean, we played games involving meteors before, and if you subscribe to our channel, you can easily find the episode in which a meteor was important. So that's another reason to do it. But I've been Dan Mastriani. You can catch me on Twitter at NewTechCole.
I'm Ian Butterfield. You can find me on Twitter at Ian G. Butterfield. You can find the show at Retro Games CNCT, Facebook.com/Retro Game Connect, and RetroGameConnect.tumblr.com. Let us know. You can also find me over at Twitch.tv/geek_lord_42, getting up to something. If you like the game we play, let us know. If there's any games you'd like us to play, drop them in the comments, and if we can get our hands on them, we might just play them, or we might just throw them at a meteor.
But most importantly, say Fuzzy Pickles.
Fuzzy Pickles.